Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Joanna. Thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who are new, thank you so much for visiting. I hope you stay here. This is going to be these are going to be your readings for the month of March. I won't make a long introduction other than lots of exciting changes. Most of the signs have some pretty substantial changes leading to good things. So it's a lot of excitement. I felt a lot of excitement, energy when I was doing most of the signs. So there is very much a lot of new beginnings that I felt are happening. And all of us are going through challenges, minor and major, and it has to do with the energies we are attracting, we are being surrounded by. So it's a lot of interesting things going on. For those of you who want a longer prediction, I have the 6-month videos, and that information is down below, and also exclusive relationship videos or messages for the entire 2018. That information is down below too. I talk about general these are general readings, so I do touch on various aspects, but they don't exclusively focus in on relationships. And with that said, thank you so much for liking, sharing, for making appointments with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate this more than you will ever know. And of course, if that is what you wish, that information is down below for you. Thank you again so much. I wish you best of luck in the month of March. Lots of success, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And now, without further ado, let's get started. Hello, beautiful Aquarians. This is going to be your reading for the month of March 2018. Crazy how the time flies. So I have a whole bunch of cards in front of me. Sorry, I seem to be losing my voice. I have a whole bunch of cards in front of me, and it's actually a very powerful energy that I feel with you. I almost want to say the word cataclysmic, but not in a bad way, in a profound way. There's something very profound about to transpire with you guys, or many of you guys, that will lead you to a new beginning, a new future, a new shape of your existence. So it almost feels like I'm ready to jump out of my skin or out of my shell, but there's something is still holding me back. The numbers that you have represent foundation and spiritual awakening, and also spiritual understanding. It is also a time of mastering a certain component within you, either analytical or mental or emotional, that has been keeping you stuck or down. So I'm just getting the information, so it's coming slower. You also have the number 11, which is all about balance. It's all about justice. It's all about equality, harmony. And there's number 2, which is about decision. So I feel like many of you in the month of March, I almost said February. So for some of you, this has already started in February, but I'm also recording this in February. You are about to embark on a brand new journey that will leave you much more satisfied than the one you are currently in, whether it be job, love life, whatever situation, project, whatever it is. I feel many of you are moving past the fences that you have put upon in front of you. And what I mean by this is structures, limitations, and things that prevent you from being greater than you currently are, or being better, or being happier. That's what I'm gonna say. He's asking me to explain bridge that I'm seeing. So the bridge that's being shown to me signifies a journey, a spiritual journey, very much a spiritual and emotional journey. And many of you are embarking on this brand new journey. For some of you, very much alone, and you are hesitating to move forward. So whether it's a spiritual journey, as in you're interested in spirit, or it is, because everything is spiritual, whether it's a work journey, career journey, relationship journey, whatever it is, many of you will be embarking on a brand new path. And then I hear the word expectations. What does that mean? Yeah, I always expect the best, of course. For those of you who are embarking on a new journey, particularly with relationships, I want to say, check your intuition, number 1, but also For some of you, look into finances further. So this is going to be for somebody very, very specific. It's almost like you are being prepared to jump off something, and it's in a good way. It's in a good way. So let's just start off with the cards. The cards that represent the theme or the energy that's working with you. 2 cards came up, and then I asked for another card as clarity. You have 2 of Swords, you have 3 of Wands, and when I ask for clarification, you've got the Chariot. So what this is telling me is that the month of March is going to be devoted to you expanding on brand new ideas, brand new horizons, which will ultimately lead you to make some sort of a decision. This decision will allow you to move forward like a chariot does, with confidence, with gratitude, with determination, with feeling in control, and with purpose. And I see the sun is shining on you. So this requires dedication on your part, and it looks like the month of March is going to sprinkle for you opportunities where these things can happen. In other words, what do you choose for yourself now? What will you do to make that happen? And what or who do you need to leave behind in order to go where you need to go? So, but there is very much a feeling of this will set you free. So for some of you, it's going to be in March. For some of you, it's going to start in March and continue on, but this is what's being shown. What I see here when I ask the question, what do you need to leave behind? You have King of Coins in reverse, and you have the 8 of Cups kind of showed up this way. So what this is telling me, now this is what you need to leave behind, that some of you are still contemplating or are in a place of hesitation or non-movement when it comes to a person who is, I want to say, very materialistic. So this could be a boss, this could be a partner, this could be a friend, this could be anybody that is in some way, shape, or form limiting you, whether it's financially, physically. The person is arrogant. I want to see, and for some of you, you are still unsure whether you want to walk away from this or not. For some of you, it's a matter of emotionally cutting the cords or cutting the ties in order to help you move forward. But that's perhaps maybe you have to make this decision that once you make will help you move forward and help you expand. For some of you, this is an association to a family where somebody has been draining you from your finances and you've had enough, and you're pulling the plug and you're calling it quits, and you're no longer going to be good uncle who has lots of money, and that's a metaphor. Okay, this is completely odd, but for some of you, you need to see a dentist. So if your tooth is bugging you, please see a dentist. Don't procrastinate. That was completely out of left field. So that's going to be, I don't know for who, but please comment if you have a toothache. So this is what you need to leave behind. The other part of the message is that you are, in fact, in the process of emotionally disconnecting from a very unmotivated individual. This could be male or female, that is causing you or makes you feel stuck, either emotionally, spiritually, physically, or spiritually for that matter, or any other level. So then I'm asking, okay, so this is what they're leaving behind. This is what they need to leave behind without hesitation. Like, what can we expect in the month of March? And again, you have King of Cups showed up. So you're dealing with either people or aspect of yourself. You also have 5 of Cups, and then you have 6 of Wands. So the way I see this is that in the month of March, you will actually be dealing with somebody who is, I want to say authoritative, but I want to say in a bad way. Again, the word arrogant comes in. This could be, so it feels like a continuation of what you need to leave behind. And perhaps in the month of March, you will have had enough, and you're going to call it quits, and you're going to do something drastic you've never done before, and you're going to say enough is enough, and either cut them off, move on, you move on, whatever it is. I feel like many of you are pulling the plug, so to speak. So disappointments. Let's talk about disappointments here. Some of you are very disappointed that the vision you have had, either for the two of you or for you, has not transpired the way you would have hoped. This has left you feeling slightly discouraged, and also, I don't want to say failure, but I want to say deflated. And all of a sudden I have this heavy feeling in my chest and in my throat. So definitely some of you are leaving some situation behind, or a person. And even though this is shown to me as kings, keep in mind that it's a general reading, so it is people who have these kind of qualities. This could also be an aspect of you. Thank you. So for some of you, you have been emotionally very, very unbalanced, and that has left you feeling very deflated, and you are moving away from this by disconnecting yourself from some forces, people or circumstances or situations in your past. That's the emotional connection, and you're choosing to move on. Because this card here, the Three of Wands, as the energy, this energy is working with you in the month of March. And I want to say April too, but I want to stick with March. So this is about your growth. This is about expansion. And sometimes in order for us to go, we need to make certain choices and decisions in order to help us do that. In other words, we have to remove some barriers. And if there are some barriers in your life, they're going to prevent you from being like the chariot that you are meant to be. Many of you have a lot of fire in you, and Aquarians are water signs, right? Yes. But I'm feeling many of you have had subdued fire. So your passion has been subdued, or you were hiding your fire in order not to stand out because you didn't want to intimidate somebody else, or didn't want them to be intimidated because it would have cost you. Boss, for example, I just heard, co-worker. This could be anything that has limited you, but let's just move on. So what I see, I said, okay, show me what potentially might happen. You've got Empress in reverse, and you've got 2 pages in reverse. Cups and coins, I believe, yes? And swords. So you are dealing with a lot of people. Some of you are dealing with husbands, some of you are dealing with kids. So the way I see here is that, in fact, in month of March and some April, it's almost like I want to say, stop giving away so much. That's what I want to say with this card. That's not a traditional meaning, I don't think, but that's what I want to get with this card when it comes to these people. I feel like some of you are going to cut somebody off. Either somebody who is emotionally or mentally very immature. This could also be people in your life who are very immature, and I feel like you're going to withhold. I don't necessarily feel you're going to withhold emotionally. It feels to me more financially. Okay, that is how it's coming to me. Some of you, there are people in your life who are preventing you from growing, because this is a card of, I want to say, manifestation. This is a card of expansion. It's a card of, well, there's a baby here, right? So it's a part of growth, card of expansion. That's what I want to say. Fertility, thank you. But what I feel here is there are people in your life that have been blocking your growth and have been blocking your ability to just, I want to say, even be yourself and be the person you want to be. And this could be any situation. I could see clearly this could be at work, or in a obviously family or loved couple situation. So then I said, okay, like, show me, give me clarity. What are all these people about? And then the Death card showed up. So the Death card landed on these 2 people. So here's another message that I got. For some of you, you will be ending a relationship with some people that are very immature, or you're going to end the relationship in the way it exists, and you're going to create new rules and new foundation in that relationship. So for example, if you have kids and they're choosing to be not very nice to you, not very kind, and you've always been giving, you may decide to go, you know what, I'm going to pause. I'm going to let you do your work. And when you realize the value of what I have been giving you, then come back and we can talk. So you're not getting rid of the relationship, but you are fundamentally changing the way you are going to be in that relationship. And therefore, the entire dynamic will change. So that's what I'm seeing. Some of you are getting rid of people in your life. And some of you, if you have been bogged down by feeling emotionally afraid, or you have a lot of mental chatter and you're very fearful, many of you are going to, how do I say it? You're going to face it in order to release it. This is also financially speaking. So if some of you have been dealing with people who are immature around money, you are also going to change the dynamic of that relationship. And that can be applied into any situation. Okay, let's move on. What should you know? You have interesting cards. You have New Life, which says you are in fact in a brand new territory. But this is one of those things where you have no prior experience in, and therefore be mindful that many times you will have no idea where you're going, what you're doing, on what it is that you want to achieve, or how it is you're going to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So this is about being mindful that you don't have experience in this, and therefore you may not always know what to do, and that has to be okay. The next card is fantastic because those two cards actually look almost exactly the same. This card is called Poised, and it's in reverse. And what this is saying here is that you're not ready to fly yet. You will be very shortly, but not quite yet. And you have to be ready. You have to be willing to accept that. You have to be okay with it. The next card you have is co-create. So the reason why you have to accept why you are in a bit of a standstill place, it's because now the universe is going to start its creation process, because it takes two. It's you, and then it's the universe as the other part of the equation. So sometimes we create, do, and then we pause, and then the universe does its part as we wait, and then the two come together as your final manifestation. So everything, I also want to say everything in divine order. Universe is working with you behind the scenes in order to help you create the reality you want. The next part you have is come to the edge. This is very much about facing your fears. And this is saying here, don't let your fears hold you back. So if you have been with someone or in a situation where the person or situation has limited or is limiting you in some fundamental way, don't let your fears hold you back, because, well, ask yourself the question, why am I there? And see how many things come up for you. Every time we want to start something new, inevitably we will start to feel uncomfortable. A lot of it is because we are tapping into the fears of the unknown. So expect to feel fearful, but don't let that limit you or stop you from where you're supposed to be going. The next card you have is beautiful reading, A Leg Up. In this position, so what this is telling me is this: you're not an island. You were born amongst people in order to co-create. If you were meant to be the only sole person, you would be born somewhere where you would be only one. Point is, let other people help you. If you are very proud, if you are very, I'm going to do this myself, this is not a time to do it alone. This is a time to have friends, family, or outside people you trust help you, because many of you are going through this transition. And for some of you, perhaps you have chosen a long time ago to never depend on anyone, and perhaps that has served you in some way. And perhaps you have been dealing with someone who is emotionally unavailable because your idea and your truth is, I can't depend on anybody. And so if you find yourself in a situation where you're not getting anything in return, it's because subconsciously you've created an environment that proves to you that the only person you can depend on is you. Okay? So the message here, I'm starting to preach. The message here is, let other people help you. Okay? You don't have to do it alone. And then I'm being shown the number 7. So 7 is obviously 7, then July. 7 to me represents a very spiritual time, spiritual number. Take heed, okay? That's a nice, interesting statement. Take heed, whatever that means to you. I have to figure out what that means. And get rid of people who are like leeches. Okay, well, that's going to mean something to some of you. So if you have people who suck you dry from energy, suck you dry from emotions, suck you dry from money, or anything else, do yourself a favor, let them go, okay? I wish you best of luck. Wonderful month of March. Thank you so much for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and for booking with me, most importantly, or just as importantly. And if you would like a private session, that information is down below for you. Thank you so much again. I wish you best of luck and see you soon.